Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Talks. Today's topic is communication. This is a very touching and very significant conversation. Um, I have had the pleasure of talking with quite a few good people, men and women, right? I had to get off my hair. I'm sorry, y'all. My hair just it's out of control, but it's also just working me. Um, Communication. I don't know where to begin, and to be honest, I don't know where this video will end, or will there be more videos about communication. As all of my other previous videos, I have talked about how men have a hard time articulating their words, especially when they're frustrated and different things like that. I had a lot of women come and talk to me about my videos and what I said about men. And they felt like I was taking the men's side. So I had to sit my sisters down and have a conversation with them. And I told them very much so loud and clear. And when you are communicating, okay, men and women, children, right? When you are communicating to someone about certain things, you still need to talk with the person. It doesn't matter what the subject is, what your clarity is, and what you're trying to get accomplished, you still have to talk with the person. Also, in communication, there need to be two things that needs to be done: listening to understand, and also listening without judgment. And that goes for men and for women. When it coming down to parenting and we're trying to get our children to listen, to understand, uh, it's good to be able to, children are more receptive. Children recycle the information, they listen to what their parents have to say, and they're able to, children, to be able to communicate back to their parents what the conversation was about. And that's a dialogue between parents with their children. Now, when we're talking about us grown folks, I have to be very honest. My sisters, we don't listen. It's the truth. We hear what we want to hear and we say what we want to say, not realizing when we shoot back, we shoot ourselves. We point the finger, there are three more pointed back at us as women. So we need to be careful how we pointing our fingers, especially if you're trying to come with all facts. My brothers, same thing. There's really no gentrification is what I would maybe want to use. Not a good word to use, but there is no real gender to a conversation. Hurt is hurt, pain is pain, right is right, and wrong is wrong. Everything is considered to be, it is what it is. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Sometimes it ain't even how you do it, it's the environment that you in. We could do it in a closed car just between the both of us. But if I'm coming humble and you coming hot, or I'm coming medium and you coming cold, there's not gonna be a good, we're gonna do this every single time. Instead of us doing this and being able to merge together to be able to have the right kind of communication for each other. My sisters, I really, really, really want y'all to take heed to this conversation that I'm finna have with you. Please learn to listen, not to chastise, not to judge, and not to be ready to spit back anything that he has to say to you, but to be more receptive. Accept the things that they are saying to us as a woman, because God created man first for a reason. And it is to help us to be better at the position that God already has us sitting in. My brothers, when you are delivering your message to us as women, understand that our emotions are already running high. So always check the scene, check our temperature, check all these different things about us as a woman, because you chose us. You did it for a reason. You knew what the fire you were stepping in when you stepped to us to want to chat and want to have a conversation and want to take things further. Understanding that level of the woman that you chose to deal with. I just honestly believe that if we can, as people, be able to get a better line of communication with one another, things will work out better. There would be less arguments. There'll be a debate, definitely, because I got an opinion and you got one too. But being able to come together, to be able to say there's no right and wrong in this situation. There's your opinion, there's my opinion, and we should be able to come together to figure out a better way so it's beneficial for all of us as one. And if the beneficial is we ain't together, we ain't, and it ain't, it is what it is. But then again, if it's a way for us to work through this, then that takes another level to your relationship. I tell men all the time, did you hear what you just said? Do you understand the things that you've just said? I tell my sisters, did you listen to what he had to say? Did you listen? No, I was ready to clap. My sister. No, I tell my sisters they're wrong all the time. They get at me. They be like, you always taking the men's side. Always taking the men's side. Always taking the men's side. But it's not I'm always taking the men's side, because they be wrong too. You know, men be wrong. I would give it a 50-50. You know, I always hear about this 80-20 rule and all this other stuff. A relationship is 100-100. A marriage is 100-100. There's no such thing as percentage. If I'm going to give my all, I'm giving 100% of me, or 1,000% of me. If you give me your all, I expect 100% of you, 1,000% of you. And that means we got to be able to hit all aspects. All aspects. In communication, there's love, there's kindness, there's understanding, there's wisdom, there's discernment. There's different things that there are different components that can be able to make our level of communication phenomenal. Well, can't nobody come in trying to slay, kill, destroy, absolutely nothing. But you got to be able to want to join together like this in a union and be able to say, nah, you know, can't nobody come tell you nothing about your partner. Can't nobody come tell you and say anything about nothing. You want to know why? Because y'all talk through with each other all of these different components that people will try to navigate to try to slither their way through. Expect the snake to bite you. DMX said it best. Expect people to be exactly who they are. DMX said it. You know, plenty of his videos and his songs and everything else. I love DMX. That's my skillet. I mess with him. God rest his soul. But definitely expect people to be exactly who they are. And if you find yourself in a circumstance, in a situation where you cannot communicate, you cannot express yourself, you cannot be able to articulate yourself in a humbling manner, in a safe environment, then maybe that person ain't for you. I don't care who it is. Maybe they're not your person. Maybe you need to sit back and do a self-reflection and see where you are with you. Even if you tried a million different approaches, it's okay for your partner not to be your partner. It's okay that maybe the season ran out. It's okay. Just remember who you are when you are communicating with somebody. So that way you don't lose yourself in somebody else because you're trying to figure out how to get them to communicate with you. It should be 100-100. I communicate with you, you communicate with me. 100-100. Have a good day. You guys stay blessed. Comment if you got something to say you want to add to. I'm more than welcome to listening. Have a good day.